Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're making this very delicious black forest cake, exactly bakery style. So we'll be starting with the sponge. So for this, I'm first gonna use maida and then I'm gonna put in some powdered sugar. So we're gonna sieve it all up together so that the batter is lump free and it has a lot of air in it. So now I'm gonna be putting in some cocoa powder, some baking soda, and some baking powder. Okay, so now we're gonna sieve that all up really nicely. Now we're gonna prepare our coffee decoction. So for that you're gonna need some hot water. So this is hot, almost boiling water, and to that I'm going to add in some instant coffee powder which we get like usually at our markets. So I'm going to add in that, and then we're gonna brew the coffee and we're gonna let that sit aside for some time until we prepare the rest of our wet ingredients. For the wet ingredients, you're gonna need a 4th cup of yogurt. So this yogurt, which my mom made at our place, is a day old. So that makes it a little sour. Now after that, I'm going to be using a 4th cup of oil. And now this is pre-measured. It's not that I'm eyeballing the quantity. So this is flavorless oil. I suppose this is cold pressed groundnut oil. After that, I'm going to add in a teaspoon of vanilla essence. Along with that, also a half a teaspoon of salt. That gives a lovely flavor. So if just add it. After that, some milk, and ensure the milk is at room temperature. So I'm going to mix that all up really nicely and set that aside. After that, we're slowly gonna mix our wet ingredients and our dry ingredients. So I'm going to first fold that in so that there's no dry mixture sticking out. And after that, we're gonna whisk that all up really nicely after adding in the coffee decoction. Okay, so now we're gonna whisk that all up really nicely until it's well combined. Don't over whisk, but yeah, whisk it really nicely. So this is the consistency that we are aiming for, and your sponge cake batter is done. So now I'm going to take a pan. So I'm taking this pan because the container that I'm taking has the bottom that gets deattached. So here I've lined the container with oil and a layer of flour so that the cake doesn't stick. So I'm going to put in our batter here. It looks so lovely. Okay, so I'm going to give it a little tap to get the air bubbles, see? Okay, so this is going to go in the oven at 180 degrees for around 25 to 30 or maybe 35 minutes. Just put a toothpick in. Okay, so now this preparation is for the decoration of the black forest cake. So this is how you scrape a chocolate. I'm using the dark chocolate compound. Okay, I'm so sorry that my camera lost focus here. But then I've cut my cake in 3 layers, and then I'm putting a little sugar syrup. So if you want to get the quantities of the sugar syrup and what quantities, what ratio I'm using it in, so I'll be putting that in the description below. After that, this is the non-dairy whipping cream. You can also use buttercream. So for flavor, I'm not going to be using cherry syrup, which we usually use because I was out of cherries. So this is the blackcurrant fruit crush. by Malas. It is very readily available in the market and it gives a lovely flavor to it. So I'm going to add in quite a lot of it, I guess, but yeah. So I'm going to add that in and I'm going to homogeneously spread it all around so I can get a good flavor in each bite. So I'm going to continue the steps. I'm going to continue with the layers the same way. So again comes another layer and then we're going to brush the sugar syrup really nicely. Okay, so the tool that I'm using for this is nothing, it's just a butter knife. So I really wanted to try it without any tools, so I'm going to be using a butter knife and a little secret tool. See, that's a scale, the scale that we get in the markets. So ensure that you clean the scale up really nicely just in case it's already used. So I sterilized it and I also washed it really nicely. And that is what I used as my scraper. That's crazy, right? Okay, so I've done the crumb coat and I'm going to put my cake in the refrigerator for around 20 minutes. When it's nice and cold, I'm going to put a very generous amount of whipping cream on it. And then I'm going to try and flatten it out as much as possible. It's a little difficult with this, but then it works fine, I guess. So yeah, this is how you flatten the top. Just put it in an angle and put a little pressure. Now I'm going to cover my cake with the chocolate shavings that we made and also some in the center. And then I'm going to pipe some florets. I love this part. I love the piping part. It's just so satisfying. Now obviously to top things up you need something red for the contrast, so I'm going to use Tutti Frutti and you're done with the cake. It is a delicious cake and do give it a try. Thank you so much for watching guys and hit the like button.